What's up, VC? Stavros, back from the den with some recent pickups. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I don't have an intro. Why have an intro? I have nothing to say. Here's some records. And what's playing in the back is a recent buy that Shady Dog Dave recommended and hit it out of the park for me. This is Ali Farka Touré and Toumani Diabaté in the Heart of the Moon. Ali Farka Touré is an amazing guitarist from Africa, Mali, and Toumani Diabaté. This is a duet they did in a mobile studio in a hotel in 2005. Touré died in 2006, so this may be one of the later things. This was only available on CD until 2012, I think, and this is on World Circuit. It says 2005, but the vinyl didn't come out till 2012. So Diabaté plays the kora, which is a 21-stringed combination of a lute and a harp. And if you play with two hands and pluck the strings, it sounds like Delta Blues, essentially. And Touré Rolling Stone has ranked him as one of the top 100 guitarists of all time. If you like instrumental guitar stuff, and it'll be playing in the background, this is incredible. This is very, very well done. Sounds great. Raikudo had something to do with this, of course. I love the stuff he does. I mean, he contributed to Buena Vista, and the fact that he travels around the world and makes people aware of this stuff when they otherwise wouldn't is pretty cool. So, good on him. But yeah, in the Heart of the Moon, Ali Farka Touré, highly recommend if you dig guitar and world music. He does not talk through most of the album. I think this is just the only one that has any lyrics or vocals. Another brand new pickup is the new Ty Segall Freedom Band, or Freedom's Ty Segall and the Freedom Band do Freedom's Goblin. Ty Segall, prolific. Here's the label. Garage rocker. He releases so much stuff that there's just no way to keep up with it. Helmet Diggy clued me into this coming out. I wasn't keeping up. It's really good. It's a bit of a departure from Ty Segall's. Here's one of the inners. Slade, huh? It's a bit of a departure from Ty Segall's normal, just straight out garage. I think a lot of people that dig a lot of the heavy Ty Segall may not like this as much, because there's parts of it that are definitely not as heavy, more melodic and harmonic with the band. And typically his vinyls don't sound too good. But this is spread apart in two records, and it sounds really good. I'm surprised. So, Diggy, thanks for convincing me to pick this up. Really enjoy this. Be listening to a lot more of it. Here's some other recent pickups. This was a blind buy, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. This is The Beat. It was later renamed Paul Morris's The Beat. This was released in '79 on Columbia. I think this was the only album they put out. So Paul Morris, this is power pop. Paul Morris, right there, main dude. He's actually the drummer. LA-based band. I think Eddie Money had a co-writing credit on one of these. But, I'm not huge into power pop, but this was really, really enjoyable. I really dug this. Very harmony-driven, guitar-driven, even though the main guy is the drummer. Really enjoyable if you dig power pop. Check this one out. Speaking of power pop, Steve Flipside CT showed this a while back, and I've obviously heard of Nick Lowe, but I didn't have any of his stuff. I believe this is his first album, 77. Originally 77. This is a 77 in the UK, 78 in the US. In the UK, this album is called Jesus of Cool. In the US, because we're hypocritical and puritanical, and God forbid we have Jesus of Cool on a record, this was renamed Pure Pop for Now, people. Jesus of Cool is a better name. Just put it on the goddamn record. More power pop, very guitar driven. Really enjoyed this. It's different from the original release. One of the tracks was pulled out of the original release, and they added 2 tracks on this one. I believe they added Roller Show, which wasn't on the original UK, and they called it Rock. Both pretty good tracks, so I'm enjoying this. Been spinning this quite a bit and dig it a lot. May look more into Nick Lowe stuff because I was not familiar. Another record I picked up that everyone talks about all the time in the VC and I was not familiar with is Genesis, Selling England by the Pound. This is an original 73 US press on the Charisma label. Yes, I know Genesis, later Genesis. I was not familiar with this era Genesis. And it's good prog. It's kind of all over the place in a good way. Parts of it have really made me stand up and listen. And parts of it made me be like, ugh. But it's good to have. I mean, what, it was $2, $3 for a decent pressing? You find these all over the place. So yeah, I'm glad I finally dug into it. I'll check out some more early Genesis stuff. Not my favorite, but musical exploration, right? That's what we do. I know Aaron, the metal theologian, hates this guy. But ever since he died, I've been listening to more of his stuff. I grew up with it. And he's great. It's Tom Petty. This is a Pack Up the Plantation Live 2017. No, of course. Gatefold live show. Live show from where? Pack Up the Plantation. I don't know where this was recorded. Come on. I don't know. Maybe do some. Maybe do some research. No. Stevie Nicks makes an appearance on this. Chris Bellman cut it. Sounds really good. What am I going to tell you about Tom Petty that you don't already know? He's awesome, Aaron. Sorry, dude. Do some more stuff that Aaron would probably hate. I found this for cheap. I'm not terribly familiar with Blue Rodeo. They're a Canadian alt-country band. I had heard some cuts off of this record from a buddy of mine way back in college. And I found this for pretty cheap because these pretty expensive on Discogs, etc. I've never seen Blue Rodeo out in the wild, so when I saw it in perfect shape, thought I'd buy it. This is actually a reissue. I mean, the original came out in '93. You'll never see those. This is a 2012 reissue on Warner Music Canada. Pretty good all country. Not terribly exciting, but pretty good. I dig Hasn't Hit Me Yet. Gets me in a good mood. Blue Rodeo. If I knew more about this band, I'd tell you. A lot of harmonies. Pretty good. Dig it. This next one is a recent ad from a actual VC member, Mark Opperlander, and One Alternative Twilight. Got in touch with Mark and signed it for me. This was out in 2017 on the band's own. I think this is, they put it out on their own label, One Alternative Records. I got 41 out of 500. It was pressed at Palace. It sounds incredible. Nice gatefold. I'm not going to take it out. Mark's a really, really talented guitarist. And especially the second side on this, in my opinion, he shines on the guitar on the second side. First side has a lot more of Jill Haley's oboe and English horn, which I'm not a terribly huge fan of the English horn. But all instrumental, and Mark's guitar work on this is phenomenal. He's got a channel on the VC2. Oh man, MWO and then numbers. I'm sorry, Mark, but check out Mark Opperlander, One Alternative, especially if you're into jazz and instrumental music and guitar. Really, really good. Thanks, Mark. Really, really enjoyed it. This was a record store Black Friday release that skipped my attention, but Shady Dog got it, and I picked it up immediately. This is Wes Montgomery, live, the definitive Ortif recording, live in Paris from 1965 at the Théâtre des Champs-Élysées. Man, I'm terrible. But I really dig Wes Montgomery. Great guitar, doesn't sound like elevator music. This was done in conjunction with the label that does the Jazz Images series. Boris will love this, and it came with this postcard that has some phenomenal black and white pictures of the quartet. So good, man. Arthur Harper, Harold Mayburn, Wes Montgomery, and Jimmy Lovelace. These are all photos by Jean-Pierre Leloir, who has his photos on the cover of the Jazz Images series. So cool, man. These pictures are amazing. Really dig them. Really capture Wes Montgomery in the time. This was pricey, but for a 2 LP set that sounds incredible for a live jazz performance in 1965. I can't even get these back in the... really, really good. Here's the gatefold. First time on vinyl. Resonance Records along with INA. Lots of goodies added in with great pictures. Just phenomenal. I can't say enough about the pressing and the packaging and everything about it. Well worth it if you're a Wes Montgomery fan. I highly, highly recommend you pick this up. Very guitar-centric video. Wasn't planning it, just happened. I picked this up. This was a blind buy. Crack the Sky. Animal Notes? Animal Notes. On a Life song from 1976. Really dug the front cover. I must have not even paid attention to these dudes on the back, because these guys are awful. Look at this. Look at this guy. Terrible. I mean, this is just straight ahead classic rock, I guess. That I actually kind of enjoyed. Not as cheesy as I thought it would be after seeing these fucking dudes, but I'm gonna give it a few more spins. I enjoyed it the first go around. Maybe I won't enjoy it the more I spin it. I think that has a distinct possibility of happening, but for cheap, blind buy, may as well give it a try. Wow, these guys are horrendous. Horrendous. Look at this dude. He looks like Billy Joel, but worse. Ugh. This hair is awful. All awful hair all the time. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. And then finally, found a clean copy of Spirits, Family That Plays Together. Nice, I don't know, Psych. you know, hard rock on Ode Records, produced by Lou Adler. I really, really dug this. I see these quite a bit, but never in good shape. And this was 1970. 70? Earlier than that. On Ode Records. Gatefold. Plenty of that's a nice stash. I don't know. Ode. I don't know what year. Maybe I should do some research. Maybe I shouldn't. But really dig this. I will dig more into Spirit, and this guy's awesome. All right. That's all I got. Peace from the den. Hope everyone's well.